Welcome to Papillon, and I'm in the southwest area. I don't know if you remember, a couple of years ago I entered this little forest here, and I only went so far because it felt really uncomfortable. I said, I just don't want to go further into it. So I've asked Abak if he will come with me. It's Abak with me today. If he will help or assist and guide me in here, and he said yes, so let's go. Everywhere is soaking wet and dripping. It's just had a very, very heavy rainfall. So I'm just going to take a wander up here. Now the track is literally just there, so I've only just come into the forest here. Now I know there has been tree fall, obviously, but not all the things that we see in this forest are tree fall. Now I don't know if you can see this up here. All of these are clearly tree fall, right? Would you agree? What do you think about this? I don't think that's tree fall. Oh. So I'm just going to ask Abak, is this your work, Abak? And he is saying, yes, my dear, it's ours. What does it mean? It's reflecting energy. It's an energy conduit. For what? So he's saying, for whatever we wish to transmit or receive. Now look how close that is to the track. I've just come in off there. So I'm just going to have a glance around, see what I see, and say stickery. Stickery. Oh. Like an arrow, isn't it? Got to be careful here because, as you can see, these trees, huge trees, are down. I'm not going to walk under them, but I'm going to go around them and through all the spider webs that I can possibly find by the feel of it. So the whole forest's collapsed here after the storms. So all of that, this stuff is quite natural falling. Let me come across here. I don't think this is. Is this your handiwork? Abak. He's saying not his personally, but it is the work of the family. Now, stripped back stick, just laid on there. Remember what I was saying about having sticks with a certain sound, with a certain resonance? double X, is it? That one? Maybe not quite. Now he's telling me to look that up. I'll have to do a screenshot of it and do it when I get home. And so I'm wondering, when you have sticks like that laid across a tree, like that belongs to the tree, so that's a useful one to use if you wish to make a resonating sound. So let's have a look next time you're in the forest. If there's particular sticks, limbs propped up against the bottom of a tree that you could pick up and see if they resonate against that tree. Might like to ask the tree's permission first. It might be deeply offended if you just go up to an unsuspecting tree and whack it. Remember we saw this sort of N shape? Look at that. Again, I'm going to cut through this gap here and through some more spider webs, because seemingly I must enjoy walking through spider webs. I can hear creaking. These trees are all creaking. And the whole forest has collapsed over there. So here we go. You can see where that rises there, then a diagonal coming left up here, and then there are like a tripod thing here. Very deliberately placed there. Receiving signals, receiving energy, receiving information. Yep. Yep. Now these aren't treefall. These two here are definitely placed leaners, and that one is a leaner. I believe the whole of this forest is like your post office telegraph station, where they can send and receive information, where portals are sending and receiving information. So this is the area over here. Through this obstacle course of stumps and things. This is where I believe. I didn't like it right at the bottom, and I'll see if I can get to the entranceway. I'm just trying to take a zigzag course where I can avoid these trees that have fallen over, if possible. Clear walkways through here, really clear walkways. Well, that's nice. Isn't that lovely? It's pretty, isn't it, with the light? It's all about the light, everybody. In all its different forms, shapes and guises, it's all about the light. Can you hear the bird song? Isn't that just amazing? Beautiful. Sunlight in particular is on that tree. It's all downhill from here. Listen to the birds. No logging today. Question I think Audrey asked about logging. How do the people feel about logging? So what Abak is saying is they know certain forests are planted specifically for that reason. They are aware of it. And they utilize the energy because in a crop like this, the energy is concentrated more than it would be in an area, say, that was naturally forested. Because our greedy little forest companies, the Forestry Commission, want as much bang for their buck. So they are aware of it and they utilise the energy as best they can. Because I asked, several of the areas that I have been in have changed. There was the area, I don't know if you remember, it was a big facial energies on the trees, and there was fantastic light in that particular forest. That's completely gone. Now, it was there last year, but they started logging it in, I think, August last year, and it's now a series of stumps. It's all completely gone. Just pointing that out. Pointer sticks stuck in the ground like that. A couple of little bits of stickery at the bottom, and then one across there. And that particular forest was beautiful. It was lovely. And that's gone. This is what happens. Well, they just make new glyphs. So when we see new glyphs being created, I think it's a constant energy, constant move. It's comparing it to like maps. It's also comparing it to information you might jot down on a notepad, a newspaper, a book with information for others to read, others of themselves. Clear right angle that. There's one attached. So this one here is attached. The rest is not. It's been made into a clear shape. I would probably ignore it if it wasn't so close to this one here, which is a clear break. Can you see it running off there? Probably a 10-foot tree, and it comes back to here. But this just laid across here like that, like a leaner, both beside each other. So in the way you used to have telegraph stations, and this is my fascination with Australia, is following the old telegraph roads on the old telegraph line. That's why I explore following those routes, and I think that's what this is. This is, the whole forest is like a broadcasting for signals and information. So when they want to transport from one area to another, they would probably use a portal of some kind, or for those higher beings that might want to, I just felt like there's somebody right behind me there, in that area. They might be able, if they're higher beings, to change themselves into an orb and move that way. I can hear a back chuckling to himself, saying, you've been listening. You've been listening. Well, they're good teachers. It's lovely, isn't it? That bird song. It's incredible. Do you know, I don't feel any hesitation coming down here at all. And the last time I was in this forest, and if you remember, I said, I really don't want to go down there. It's too dark, I felt really uncomfortable. I didn't want to. So I asked Abak before, I said, was that with good reason? And he said, yes, it was. And I said, am I safe to go there today? And he said, yes, you are perfectly safe. So there must have been something lurking about here. So it's all downhill, like I say. I don't know if you're going to get a gradient that way. So we'll keep going till we get to the bottom, see what's at the bottom. My guess is that there's a stream or something. I don't know. Oh, we're going to the old man's beard in the forest. It's a little bit foggy today, so we're getting a little bit, you see it up there, a little bit fog off the trees. Some places are really clear and others are really foggy. I'm just trying to see the best route for me to go down. I don't want to go through all those trees because they're soaking, and guess who didn't bring a coat today? Just been to Edinburgh this morning, so I just thought, as it brightened up a little bit, just thought I'll take this opportunity to explore down here. Now, when I'm walking along here, you can see I'm leaving great big indentations where my shoes have been. On odd occasions, I just see one barefoot. And that's really strange. I don't think they have to leave a footprint, but it's just one barefoot. It's like they're not hopping, they haven't only got one leg. It's just bizarre. My favourite word. It's bizarre. Oh, we're right in the bottom of a dingly dell here. I've never been into this area. It's really nice, actually. It's a lovely area. Feels lovely. Let's just see if anyone's around. Okay, I'm going to keep going. And it looks okay now. I don't know if I'd like to come here if it was dark. It might feel completely different. So we saw all sorts of stickery stuff at the top of the hill closest to the road. Sticks and things lying here, but I don't see much in the way of anything else. It's starting to get quite swampy. wonder if there's a little house here with a little old lady and a big nose. Straight back to fairy tales. Just looking at this, I know it's underneath a fallen tree. That's a perfect lair, isn't it? Perfect area. Perfect area to hide. There's all these deep impressions. Looking to see if there's any footprints. I don't see any footprints. So there's trees down over here, so I'll skirt around those. So far, all of the stickery and stuff is at the top. We're right into the bottom here. It's starting to get very wet. Look at the little mini forest here. How green that is. Doesn't look real, does it? So verdant. Ah, there's a little bit more. Yes, I've got a tree glyph here. Oh, Z. Like a Z shape, backward Z shape. From here to here, up here. This is further arc, and then coming back on here. Keep looking up this way. This is the dead tree that's collapsed, and that's just what I've been showing you there. See where it's heading? From up here, meets up at that tree, and comes back down here, and then we have that. So they're deliberate shapes. I believe that's further. See if I can look that up for you. And this is another thing I'm wondering, is this stickery, this glyph stuff seems to be at the edge of the forest. So does the edges of the forest gather the most information? Holy heck. Holy heck. There's people. I hope they haven't got a dog. There's people coming. It is a footpath. Let's hope they don't go walking. Persons. No dog, thank God. Daddy hell. How do you explain that? Bloody hell. That's the thing, you see, we never veer off the path. We keep our eyes straight ahead. So this brings us out opposite the bottom end of the forest where we usually go. I think. Yes. Yes, it does. Isn't that pretty? Pretty little stream. Very pretty. Walk across here. They're down there. We're going across here, straight across here. I never liked people to see me crossing from one forest to another, because they wonder what you're up to. They think, oh, there must be something in there. We must go and be nosy. So now what we're going to do is the reverse search for the plastic bags, for the baggies. So here we go, stickery, tree glyphs, literally right beside. Look at this. That's a footpath, right beside the footpath. And I've been in the forest on the other side. It's interesting. It's very, very close. So this is quite an art to find my way around because of the trees that are down. So as you can see, more glyphs. Look how close those glyphs are to the road. Very close. Wow, the energy is very, very thick here. Is there a reason for that? So it's just because you're in a dip. That just felt really, really thick there. How do you negotiate your way through this? So we've come from up there, just straight across. Is that a cuckoo? There's a cuckoo. You hear it? X. Don't know if that's just fall or whether it's been deliberately placed. Can you tell me? Now, a back is sort of explaining to me that sometimes people would recognise the X in the same way as we see charging stations. That's a big, big tree. That's a 60-footer. It goes all the way up there, right? And then it's propped up in the middle with this central post and then a beam running behind it. Now, I've seen quite a few of those, and I know that you think that they are just accidentally because of tree fall. Apparently not. That is, well, Dacia Gea described that to me as being like a sextant. So my guess is placed in a specific area for looking at stars, or might be the rise of the sun or the moon. Now, let's keep our eyes open for baggies, because we just had a cursory glance last time I was here, and I was on a very tight time schedule. So last time I came into the forest, it was just literally a very cursory glance. I can't believe that the bags have completely disappeared. bird song's amazing. Seems to be a lot more trees down here. And I don't see any baggies. And then up here, we see this frequently. More glyphs here. More signage. So I've just asked Abak what these all mean, and he says it depends on who has left them and what the purpose of what the thought was. So apparently you need to think something when you're leaving these glyphs. I don't think that's you and me. I think it's them. I don't think we're capable of doing things like that, because they're thinking energy. See, it's not by accident, is it? Clear shapes. I don't see any baggy trail at all. I kind of recognise this. We're coming at this from the other side, and you'll remember this. We've pointed this out before. I'll come round on this side. Lovely bright sunlight. This morning sunshine's beautiful. There you go, look at that. So we've seen this a few times and variations of it. Abak, did you do this? He's saying, no, not me personally, but it is us. It's ours. Does it have a meaning? So he's reminding me that I did think of it with the planets Norma, constellation, should I say. Norma? Correct. Okay. So you get certain energy from certain planets. And some planets retain... Is it Antares? I think it's Antares. It sort of holds there like Akashic records. Is that correct? Some of them. Okay. Some of them. So we see Antares frequently. Is Aldebaran used for guidance or anything like that? So he's saying guidance of the stars and for planets, but they don't use for transit of planets, sorry, but they don't use it for a specific reason in the same way as they would with Antares. Right. Oh, hello. I just find it really odd that there's not a trace of those baggies. Not a single shining, sparkling, crumpled baggie. All been used, all been disappeared. So we know this area. Take you down here because isn't that bird song gorgeous? I know I keep on about it, but it's a wonderful backdrop. It's like in my opinion, it's like an energy that cleanses. This whole forest is an energy that cleanses. The whole forest has a cleansing energy. Isn't that wonderful? I am just looking up here because this looks like sort of place where you could hide. Perfect cover if you didn't want to be seen. No footprints, nothing. Oh, what's this? Well, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. There's one of our baggies completely empty. That's why I was drawn over here. It is a perfect hiding place, isn't it? This is another baggie. It's not quite so easy to get at the other baggie. So somebody's had two baggies. See, there it is. Two baggies we found. We're about 6 baggies astray. 6 baggies have not materialised. Anything under here? I'm not going to walk under this. There's something under there. I think this is where they have sat and eaten their stuff. There is remains of plastic down there. I don't want to get it underneath that lot. I have to think of another way to bring a small child and send them under. Go on, when you finish doing the chimneys, hop in there and get some get some of the bags. Oh dear. Anyone would think I didn't like children. I love them, really. I do. I couldn't eat a whole one, but I love them. That looks deliberate to me. It doesn't look like it's just been placed like by accident, fallen off a tree in that shape. Well, that was just a short walk through here to see if there's anything different, to see if we can spot anything new. And we found one bag. We are about 6 bags short, 6 or 7 bags short. So they must be taking them off to a different stash. Well, thank you for watching. So for now, I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll love you and leave you. Bye.